In the last two videos, we have tackled on how to install Node-RED to our device and how to create flows on it, as well as tackling the very basics of MQTT. Now, we're going to implement all that we've learned in this video by setting up the Arduino MKR WiFi 1010 with the MKR ENV Shield as our wireless sensor, and we will send those data to our Raspberry Pi, which is our broker, via MQTT, and we'll show that data to our Node-RED dashboard. Let's go ahead and do this, shall we? First, we will create a program for the Arduino. Feel free to use any IDE that you want, but I will use Platform.io IDE for this. We will create a header file called secrets. This will contain all the necessary values such as the SSID, password, and the broker name. Then, we will add first the MKR ENV Shield library, the Arduino MQTT client library, and the Wi-Fi Nina library. To control the RGB LEDs of the Arduino board, we will also include the utility/Wi-Fi_DRV. Don't forget to add the secrets header file as well. After that, we will define the LED pins, the SSID, password, broker, and the publish and subscribe topics. We will also set float variables to contain the sensor data. And lastly, a string variable that will contain the message that we'll send to the broker. After that, we'll declare an object for the Wi-Fi client, as well as the MQTT client, and an unsigned long variable as our counter. Next, we will create some blink functions. Since we're going to use the RGB LEDs, we will call a slightly different function. Instead of the actual digital write, we are going to call the digital write function in the Wi-Fi DRV class. Take a note of this, as we will use this again when we're going to initialize the pins of the board later on. Then we will create functions to check the hardware connections first, then write a connect function for Wi-Fi and MQTT. After that, we're going to write a function to read and send sensor data to the broker. To get the sensor data is easy as calling the read function of the ENV Shield library. Correction on setting the string format of the data, as this will be important later on. We need to set it as an array so that we can get the data easier when handling it with Node-RED. As for the setup function, we will initialize the pins as well as call the check hardware, connect Wi-Fi, and connect MQTT functions. Lastly, in the loop function, we will write an if statement to check Wi-Fi and MQTT connections in order to prevent long disconnection. Then we will set a simple code where if the countdown exceeds the stated time, we will call on the read and send sensor functions. That's it. Verify, then upload. Now, let's proceed to the Node-RED. In the editor, set up the MQTT input by setting the MQTT broker, which is the Raspberry Pi itself. Then set the topic according to the published topic in the Arduino code. Next is to add the JSON node to set the string to JSON data, or in our case, to an array. Then we will create a function node where we split the payload to different outputs. Lastly, we will set dashboard nodes in accordance to our sensor data. Deploy, and go to the dashboard UI to see the results. Done! We have now developed the simplest IoT system. What's next for you is to set the node red to send data back to the Arduino device. And of course, implement security measures. I leave that part to you. This is the end of the 3-part series tackling node red. Thank you very much for being part of this journey. I hope you learned a lot about this or be inspired to build your own much more complex IoT systems. This can be your door towards home automation. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, leave a comment, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell or follow button to be updated whenever I release a new video. Never stop learning, and I'll see you in the next video.